Well, a pleasant good evening and welcome to. Okay, okay, let's try this again. Uh, Pleasant good evening and welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. St- Still nursing this cold, but I sound better than I have in a while. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us and for putting up with this microphone tonight. What's really going on? Coming up in our last hour, we do a little thing we call foreplay. That's four songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. If you have one in mind, let me know because I might play yours instead of mine. All right. And that comes up in our last hour right here on Bedtime Stories as we kick it off with the Isley Brothers. All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. she does. She does such a great job on that song. Miss Patty Austin. It's from the album Sounds and Stuff Like That. That's Love Me by Name, which features. Whew, she was fine back in the day, boy. I had a crush on Patty Austin. Yes, I did. She had such a beautiful voice and still does. Still does. That's Love Me by Name featuring Patty Austin, Quincy Jones's Sounds and Stuff Like That album. The album that I get my theme song from. Your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. I know I need to drink some water, and I'm going to do that in a few minutes. That way I should get the frog out my throat. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Ugh. It's like he's not saying anything. Why won't he talk? John Caldwell. And, absolutely nobody does it like Stevie. That is For Your Love right here on Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, still fighting this cold, and it seems like it's winning. I figure by the weekend I should have my voice back. I should be back to normal, right? Whatever normal was before, right? This is crazy. Oh, you should take this. Oh, you should wrap your throat and take some Vicks. And like, none of that works. Some elderberry, some blackberry, some Jack Daniels, everything. So I'm just walking around high and dizzy and everything else and still got a cold. One of my friends said, you need to get some antibiotics. That's the only thing that's going to kill it. I said, okay, well, you're a doctor, write a prescription. I texted him a few days ago. He's like, I can't help you. I'm like, okay, well, just remove those letters from the front of your name if you can't write me no prescription, bro. I'm just saying, I'm sitting here. It's like I make money talking, and people want to call you on the phone and talk you to death. I'm like, man, it was good talking with you. Like, I didn't say a word, nor would I. I'm like, you hear how I sound. I don't normally sound like this. Don't try to talk me to death, boy, I tell you. Anyway, enough of my groveling, right? Here's Denise Williams. This is silly. What's really silly is my mic doing this thing, you know. Here's Denise Williams on Bedtime Stories. Did I put some tussin on it? I sure did. That too. That didn't work either. Hey, Ronnie. I got the one that said, you know, for phlegm and mucus. I'm like, okay, ain't nothing worked. The only thing that worked was the liquor that I drank, and it just made. And at this point, I don't even get drunk anymore. It's like I've consumed so much liquor. It's like drinking it's like drinking water now. It's no big deal. You know, I feel good for a few minutes. You know, my chest kind of, you know, feels like it's on flames, you know, on fire. And after that, lay down, go to sleep, and it just, you know, it's back. So he said, put some tussin on it. I got a bag of stuff, okay? Vitamin C, fish oil, elderberry, uh, Elder Smith, Elder James, Elder, yeah, Elder Willie Jones, all of that stuff, and nothing is working. And I can't complain because I sounded worse than this, right? So they said drink plenty of liquids. That should run it out of you. I'm like, okay. And every time I lay down, it's like it just rushes up, like right here. So Elder Fitzgerald, thank you. Yeah, I forgot about him. So I lay down, and then I can't sleep. Then what happens is I have to sleep on my knees. So I have a pillow at the foot of the bed and a pillow for my head. And I just crouch down, and that's the only sleep that I've been able to get. I sleep on my knees. That's the only way that I can breathe without choking from the phlegm. Crazy, isn't it? I've been doing it for, let's see, since 2020. And it's just crazy. You know, I have to sleep on my knees. I said, well, I guess that's where God wants me to, you know, wants me at on my knees. So, you know, you need to sweat it out. I go through like 3 t-shirts a night. I just rotate them. I just grab them off the hanger, throw another one on, throw the other one on the hanger so it'll dry out, and just keep going. So, and as you can see, I haven't made it to a barber shop yet. What's crazy is I live over a barber shop, but he's never there. I'm like, okay. He's here during the day, but that's after I've left and gone to work. Yeah, he just happens to be the landlord as well. So that's it. That's all I can do. Yep, that's all that I can do. So I have started the new year off right, sick. I was gonna cut my hair myself, right? I said, I know I got a pair of clippers, right? I know I got a pair of clippers somewhere, and I do, and I did, and I found them. No clipper guards. So if I just want to straight take all my hair off, then I can do that, or just take it all off the sides and try to even it up. But it's like it's crazy. I'm like, okay, but I can't complain. Monday morning, I had to get up and go to the radio station at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, because my coworker and or my boss got sick. I'm like, I knew this was gonna happen. I said, well, I'm sick too. But of course, there was no one else to fill in for us. It's just two of us and one girl who only works 3 days a week. So I digress. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. So, did you know the founder of Stax Records passed away a few weeks ago? Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. Yeah. Jim Stewart. Yeah. Yeah. The stuff in Stax. Yeah. Yeah. I saw that. He was like 90 something years old. I was like, wow. He started the station with his sister Estelle Axton. Yeah. Yeah. Estelle Axton. ST and Axe. Stax. Yep. And it's really, it's really messed up what happened with Stax Records. They were privately owned, but nationally distributed by Atlantic Records. So when it was all over with, Atlantic Records owned all of the masters for Stax Records. Yeah, crazy, huh? So when that happened, because they got the whole back catalog. So Stax Records had to start all over again. So what they did was they started new classics, as they call it. So they started recording people like Johnny Taylor, the Staple Singers, the Soul Children, Luther Ingram, uh, Rance Allen and his group. So they made new classics. They had to start all over again, because the older stuff, which was which was like Sam and Dave, the first Johnny Taylor songs, Rufus Thomas, Carla Thomas, all of that was owned by Atlantic. Sad, isn't it? They couldn't do nothing. They had, made all of these songs in this studio down in Memphis on Macklemore Avenue, and they didn't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of because Atlantic owned everything. At the end of the day, they ended up tearing the building down. They tore it down. Only a few years later to build it back up using the original blueprints. So the studio that you see down in Memphis, which was a renovated theater, is a rebuilt theater, which became the home for Stax Records. Thank you. So that was it. They rebuilt it using the blueprints and put it right back on the same plot or the same lot that it was built on in the first place. Now it's become a tourist attraction. One of the, I guess you'd say, one of the ushers was Wayne Jackson, who was one of the Memphis Horns, an original member of the Marquis. Two sillies for the price of one. That is Valerie Simpson and her uh, version of silly. Before that, Denise Williams and her version of silly. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to John Caldwell and Kevin Brooks. Thanks for checking me out, brothers. I appreciate it. Also to Ronnie. Okay, now, all right. So we heard from Valerie Simpson all by herself. This time, here's two in a row from her and her husband, Nicholas Ashford. I wonder if Stax Records controls the museum. Actually, no. It is run by the city of Memphis. Yep, they run it um, through a private entity. So which is real interesting. Stax Records doesn't have anything to do with it. You know, thank goodness, because they would have torn it down yet again. But like I said, it's become a tourist attraction, and everybody goes down there to go to the Stax Museum. Originally it was a theater with a record shop out front, Satellite Records, which became a subsidiary of Stax Records. That was the first label, which was Satellite Records. So they went from Satellite Records to Stax, which was Stewart and Axton. Yep, Jim Stewart is still Axton. So, ooh wee. I see they're outside still celebrating New Year's Eve or New Year's period. Like I hear gunshots. Whenever it gets warm outside, that's what happens. You know? Yep, whenever it gets warm, that's the deal. Mm-mm-mm-mm. mm. Remember Atco Records? I believe they were controlled by Atlantic. Atco Records was the hot label during its time. Yeah, Atco was I guess, the little brother label of Atlantic, which is what it stood for, Atlantic Co. Company, which was owned by Ahmad Integran. It's Turkish, you know. Yeah, but all the hot acts were either on Atlantic, Stax, or Atco. Um, Otis Redding was on Volt Records. Volt was a subsidiary of Atlantic Records. Volt Records. So Volt was the same label that the Marquis recorded on. That was the album, or the 45 they did all last night down at the yeah. And of course, the Barcades originally recorded on Volt Records. Yeah, yeah. They went from the red label to the orange label in the late '60s, early '70s, and became the new touring group for Isaac Hayes. He dubbed them the Movement, or the Isaac Hayes Movement, which was named after one of his albums. So, yep. Maybe you can do the best of Stax records or some popular Atco artists. No, that would be easy. Sure. Sounds great to me. Of course, nobody would remember them except for us, I guess. Yep. Or even better, do a 4.5 hour show dedicated to Jerry Lee Lewis for inventing the piano of rock and roll and R&B. Not, not at all. Never. Shit. I would rather shoot myself in the foot and bleed out than to play some Jerry Lee Lewis. Worst imitator of all time. He was worse than Elvis as an imitator of black folks. I'd rather go to an R. Kelly concert with a raincoat on. Not tonight, Troy. Not tonight. Both of them are losers, as far as I'm concerned. Both of them are pedophiles. Ashford and Simpson, is it still good to you? It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep, with the greatest love songs of all time. Hope you all didn't hear me belch, okay? That's ridiculous. You heard me belch on me? That was, yeah, I did it again. That wasn't me, okay? Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Troy Anthony, of course, delusional as usual, talking about Jerry Lee Lewis. I'm like, okay, you take some good drugs before you get on, don't you? Jerry Lee Lewis ain't never did nothing for music. He's done a lot for pedophilia, but nothing for music. 2 songs don't make a career. I'm just saying. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. Here's Eddie Rabbit's Little Blue-Eyed Soul. This is Suspicions on Bedtime Stories. That I'm losing you. I get the Suspicions.
At his funeral, he had a DJ. I was like, you gone with your bad self. He had a DJ at his funeral. At the not at the repast, but at the funeral. I'm like, you gone, brother. That's what I'm talking about. We are proud to have been named the world's #1 for both rivers and oceans. They say when you reach the top, there is only one way to.
Every man's mind is sometimes suspicious. Suspicions. Satisfied. On my side. Come on, Eddie. For what I'm thinking of, I get peace. And I really shouldn't feel this way. Suspicion. Shouldn't feel this way. Mm-mm. 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 Many times can we say goodbye? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. VJ, yeah. VJ, that goes without saying. Yeah. Record Row, baby. And nobody know nothing about Record Row. Luther used to run around saying that he was actually in Dionne Warwick's family. So when the people asked him, "Hey, can you get tickets to see your cousin Dion?" Yeah, then he was looking kind of stupid there. Like, no, 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 no. Anyway, that was, of course, Vandross and Warwick, and this is Warwick all by herself. I'll never love this way again on Bedtime Stories. In a career that has spanned several decades, excuse me, Dionne Warwick, that of course produced by Barry Manilow. That's his that's his signature right there. You get to the end, then it's like a big finish. Do 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 do. Yep. Dionne Warwick, I'll never love this way again. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Right here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis, and sometimes WRLN, the best music of your life.com. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and it's time to do the Grubhub delivery dance. Mm-mm. Grub, Grubhub. Grubhub, of course, is a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories, and we appreciate you guys. We get paid once a month, which is not too bad. I can't complain. Still waiting for that money to come. Anyway, let me stop. No more complaining tonight. We're just moving forward in 2023. Either you're with me or you're not. Either you're with me or you're against me. And that's what I say. Anyway, back to Kevin Brooks, who we were talking music. Said we can't leave out VJ Records. Well, a lot of people don't know that VJ Records not only dealt with African American artists, but they also had several Caucasian artists on their roster. One of them of which was the Four Seasons, and the other, the Beatles. Yes, some of the first albums released here in the United States were released on VJ Records by the Beatles. Yep, didn't know that, did you? That's why it's important to listen to me every now and then and listen to these other jokers when I'm not on. Because if I'm not on, your radio isn't on. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, with the first of two in a row from the Isley Brothers. I once had your loving baby, and I can't let it go. Like VJ went bankrupt and Brunswick bought the building and then they went bankrupt. Mhm. Mm-mm-mm. Produced by Kenneth Babyface Evans. or Edmonds, I should say. That is Tears from the Isley Brothers right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. I can't believe I only have one person listening to me tonight, or one person on Facebook. That's crazy. Besides myself, I'm like, really going on? Y'all must have worn yourselves out on New Year's Eve, right? That's what it was. Everybody tired. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'm still fighting this cold. Still fighting the cold. Hello to Brenda Brown Long, also to Lori Howards, my baby mama. Thank you so much for joining us here on Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. The first of two in a row from Switch. What you do for me? Never be. Ken Watlington, what's going on, sir? Kenny Cool Cat. boom, 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 boom. Thank you, sir. I feel a little bit better, Ken. I appreciate you. You know, most people are worried about Jerry Lee Lewis and his mediocre career. So instead of my health, but it's cool. It's cool. Dinner. Oh, one more thing. Oh no. I'm gonna ask you like everybody else asked me. Have you had a COVID test? heard that. Two in a row from Switch, Calling All Girls. Every time I hear that song, it reminds me of another song, Pay You Back for Loving Me. Oh, man. Great background vocals. Switch on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Someone asked me recently, they said, when are you going to get on a big station? I'm like, a big station? What does that mean? You know, like V103 or something like that. Like they would hire me, right? You know, at this point, I don't think I would ever work for any other local station except for VON. That's crazy. But, you know, some people think, you know, not with their brains, but with their backside. Do you know the World Wide Web is just that, the World Wide Web? It's not a local station, which is only what, 5,000, 7,000 watts. It's not a local station. It's all over the world. Who listens to V103 in Canada? Nobody. Who listens to WOSD in Canada? Everybody. I got people listening to me all over. Why would I go backwards to a local radio station? I'm like, you must be smoking some special stuff, brother. Some special stuff. Because I'm like, I'd never go back. You know, I'd consult the station. I would program it. I would even be the voice of the station. But to be on a local station, no. I'm on some Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley stuff right now. I'm not on no local stuff. That's crazy. I want to be heard all over. And that's what the World Wide Web is. That's what the three W's are in front of the call letters. Bruh. Sorry. This is the biggest station in the world, okay? Not no V103 and none of them stations. You know. Will they ever hire me? Nope. And I don't care. Please don't hire me. Please don't ever hire me, okay? Shout out to my sister Earlene Jones, daughter of E. Rodney Jones. Yeah. You know, he used to be on a big station too back in the day. He'd probably be doing internet right now too. Probably in his drawers with a bottle of Jack Daniels sitting by him. I miss your daddy, sis. Here's T Connection on Bedtime Stories. He said a big station. I'm like, B103 ain't no big station. WBLS is a big station. KJLH in California in Los Angeles is a big station. A big station. Man. I had to laugh that off. That was just funny to me. I'm like, bro, you just don't know. You know, I'm trying to get on Sirius XM. I ain't trying to get on no local station that can be heard for blocks. Are you kidding me? Will they ever hire me? No. Am I worried about it? No. Will I lose any sleep over it? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I haven't really listened to V103 since Doug died. And that's the truth. That was it. Hey, Pam. Drop off in the northwest suburbs. Des Plaines. Des Plaines. Des Plaines. Be careful, Pam. Please be careful out there. If you get bored, I'll be up till 2. After that, I'm going to try the sleep thing again. Yeah, be careful, Pam. Pam Hawkins. Y'all say hi to Pam, y'all. John Caldwell. Sitting at the bar talking to this guy, really well dressed guy, got a nice hat on, nice suit, everything else. He said, "Nephew, come on over here. I got somebody I want to introduce you to." I said, "Okay, cool." Who was it sitting at the bar? It was Ollie Woodson of the Temptations, just sitting at the bar, just chilling, just having a drink. I was like, "Oh, my bad. How are you, sir?" At the same club one night, it was the players' ball. I'm in the bathroom. This very tall guy with a very tall hat and glasses that look like stars stands next to me, of course, at the urinal, and I'm like, I said to myself, because I don't want to say it out loud, because I don't want to seem like a little fan or something like that. I said to myself, I spoke to him. I said, "Hey, what's up, man?" Like I knew him. It was Bootsy Collins. I'm like, wow, how lucky am I? Bootsy Collins standing next to me in the bathroom taking a piss. Doesn't get any better than that. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories with the first of two in a row from the Stylistics. And that's a true story. Holly Jennings, what's going on, Holly? Good to see you, Holly. Can feel better. Don't get sick like me, man. Don't get sick like me, man. Nobody. Good evening. Happy New Year to you and yours. Why, thank you. Hmm. Hurry up, hurry up. Hurry up this way again. Mhm. Russell Tompkins Jr. knew what he was doing when he reformed the new stylistics. He let the other two just call themselves the stylistics. They didn't sing on none of the records though, except one. And I'm about to play it now. Mm. Preston Shanks, what's going on? Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Terror Dome. Always wanted to say that. I don't know why. Catherine, Happy New Year. New. He was a genius. Who am I talking about? Well, Russell was a genius too. We lost him a few weeks ago, Mr. Tom Bell, who wrote songs not only for the Stylistics, but the Spinners, the Delphonics, Elton John, New York City. New York City? Yeah, wrote all those beautiful songs for those beautiful groups. I mean, he was, and I take that back. He didn't write all of the songs. One of the songs that he didn't write was Sadie. He did not write that. Bruce Hawes wrote that song. But all of their albums from 1972 all the way like to 76, 77, all produced by Tom Bell. I'm sure you'll find this song very familiar, but you probably never heard this version before because it was the first. Here's Connie Francis. Yes, Connie Francis. I got a cold. It ain't the flu. It's just a plain old cold. Terry from Gary, what's going on? Preston said I need to wear my mask. You can't get it from the screen. Yep. As of Thursday, I would have been sick for a whole week. Straight through Christmas, New Year's, everything. I didn't care. I didn't go anywhere anyway. So on Christmas Day, I was laying on this floor back here. Yep. Flat on my, you know what. New Year's Eve, my gig canceled on me. I was on the couch in the front room binge watching Lucifer. Yeah. Make sure you sanitize your equipment after each broadcast. Ain't nobody going behind me to do no show. Once I shut this stuff down, that's it. What you say, Preston? Thank God. Mm-mm. Mr. Evil, thank you. That's Dr. Evil. $1 billion. Thank you, Preston. Instead of sanitizing my equipment for no one else to use. It's Dr. Evil. Get it right if you're going to call names. Once again, thank you, Preston. I appreciate you. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, Smokey Bill. So you trying to catch something too? Yeah. I'm drinking lemon water, and there goes the top. Whatever it is, everybody's getting it, and it's not COVID. So forget about that whole COVID thing. Ooh. Gone, Smokey. Break it down. Boom, boom, boom. Forever. Isn't that beautiful? I have heard that song done by everybody from Phyllis Hyman, of course, the stylistics, but Smokey and the Miracles, and I want to cuss so bad. The Funk Brothers. Mm, I think they gave MFSB a run for their money that day. Oh, yeah. They were like, we're going to have to outdo them. And they did. Funk Brothers, they killed it. They killed it. Your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Hello to Catherine, to Preston, and wherever Troy is hiding up under a rock.
Get the food you love.
Grubhub, a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis in Chicago, and of course, WRLN whenever we get on there, I tell you. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. What's up to Chester Lee? He said, this is the Grandmaster DJ Chesterton. Okay. Somebody asked me one time, they said, what's your DJ name? I said, Al Greer. They said, no, well, what's your DJ name? I said, the name that my parents gave me. Well, actually, The name Al came from some people over at Columbia College when I was a student. They thought my first name was too long for radio. It was Alonzo. So they shortened it. They said, we're just going to call you Al. So Al Greer became my professional name. Before that, I was Lons Greer, playing the music you want to hear. Lons like Fonz. I thought I was trying to be cool back then, but, it wasn't working. So then recently, a listener heard me playing at a family reunion. She ran across the field. She said, you Al Greer for real? I'm like, yes, I'm Al Greer for real. She said, you're not a dark-skinned brother. You're not a light-skinned brother. You're kind of like a peanut butter brother. So there came my nickname, Al Greer, the peanut butter brother. And then when I got my degree, then it became Dr. Al Greer, the peanut butter brother. Keeps getting longer. That's what she said to me last night. But anyway, it's time for Bedtime Stories Foreplay. This gentleman hails from Indianapolis. He played in high school and in college. He made a trip on the weekend to Chicago. Him and his buddies decided they wanted to cut an album, so they came to Chicago to cut it. They cut the album on Shy Sound Records. The name of the group was called Man Child. He never mentions Man Child whenever he's doing interviews. He always says, the deal, the deal, the deal, the deal. Well, their biggest hit was a local hit called Especially for You. So stop dissing Chicago, Kenneth Brian Edmonds. You got started right here in Chicago. And on the album cover, it thanks Ramsey Lewis for the use of his Fender Rhodes, recorded at PS Recording Studio. Don't diss your heritage, my brother. Don't diss. Here's Babyface inside Foreplay on Bedtime Stories. Dr. Evangelist, oh, come on now. See, it keeps getting longer. Evangelist. Oh, no. That's funny, Preston. Dr. Evangelist. Yeah, right. So I guess I can tell you guys, right? So I posted on Facebook the other day. It was my wife, lady I'm still married to, whom I haven't seen. It was her birthday. So I posted a few pictures of her saying that, happy birthday to the mother of my children. Well, at least two of them. Happy birthday. I got this scathing text message. You need to take that down. Stop pining over her. She treats you like crap. I'm like, I just said happy birthday to her. What he doesn't know is on my birthday at 12:20 in the morning, my wife called me and sang happy birthday to me in the in the vein of Marilyn Monroe. You know how Marilyn sang to the president? She blocked the call and I'm like, who the hell is this calling me? And she sang to me. I thought it was one of the most beautiful things. She sang to me. She ain't no singer either. She's a better cook than she is a singer. But she called and she sang to me at 12 o'clock in the morning. So a few days later, I think it was, that was when I was really sick and I hadn't left the house or anything. And I'm just laying there. I'm like, I need something. So something told me to text her. So I texted her and said, bring me some Theraflu, please. Instead of texting me back saying, she went into a whole tangent about, and I was out all yesterday, and I was this, and you knew you were sick on Friday. I said, I was too weak to even argue with her. You're right, dear. Okay. You gonna bring the turf or what? So about 20 minutes later, I get a phone call. You need to come downstairs and get this Theraflu. I said, okay, cool. So put on my robe. Didn't put on no house shoes because I don't want to fall down the damn steps. Got to the door. She hands me this big ass bag. I'm like, what did you do? Rob Walgreens or something? I thought you were sick. You still got a smart ass mouth. Said, okay. I got back upstairs. I had Theraflu. She gave me juice. She fixed lasagna for me. Well, I don't know if she fixed it for me, but she gave me lasagna and some jambalaya, I think it was. There was some dish with lots of sausages in it. Shut up, Troy. And I went back upstairs, and I had no appetite up until then. So I tried to eat some of the soup, and so I could take the Theraflu. And I did, and I ate the rest of it that night at the job, and I felt a whole hell of a lot better. The moral of this story is, you know, you don't know what a person does for another person behind closed doors. Did I respond to his text? No, because what I had to say to him would not have been nice. And I want to start 2023 off right and not cussing anyone out. I was like, really? Okay. You know, I don't care how angry she makes me. If I ask her to do something, she's going to do it. She's going to drag her feet about it, but she's going to do it. And that's it. So I just thought, that person should have just kept their comments to themselves. She doesn't always do right by me. But when she does, it's always big. It's always major. Once again, I was laying on my ass on the floor in the warmest room of the house, which is this one. And she brought me Theraflu. That was when it was cold outside, and she brought it. So we may not be together under the same roof, but we still share the same last name, and that's it. Will I ever go back home? No. At this point, do I want to? No. That's the same thing as working for an FM station that's only heard in Chicago. No. No. Dinner time. Always carry backup. And that backup is a half a hoagie. I have to be careful of how I sit down in this chair because it moves. And the last thing I want to catch is one of these ends in my end. I call this chair the sodomizer. it'll move on me. I'm like, okay. I be then sat down and stuck myself in the buttocks. Dr. Evangelist Al Greer. They started calling me Doc in church even before, I got the official title. One of my evangelist preacher friends says, I said, yeah, they call me doctor in church. And she said, of course, all preachers call their deacons doctor. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Thanks for bursting my bubble. Needless to say, she didn't get her invitation to my party. And by the way, Kenny Babyface Edmonds, if you're out there listening, which I doubt, anytime you want to do an interview with me, trust and believe I'm going to ask you about man-child. I'm going to ask you about man-child. John Hunt, Happy New Year, sir. We got John Hunt and John Caldwell. What's up there, John? Haven't seen you in a month of Sundays. Oh, pleasure's all mine, John. I just have one question. Maybe you can answer this. Oh, no, hip surgery. Oh, man. Hip surgery ain't nothing nice, brother. Whenever they have these, parties, it'd be like, DJ Allen King from The Chosen Few and Farley Jackmaster Funk from the Hot Mix 5. And, I'm like, okay, so I'm not a house DJ per se. But then when I see my nephew, L Genius, I'm like, he wasn't even born then. A year and a half. Oh, man, you should have. Man, you should have been in the hospital, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, if you got insurance, man, get her done, get it fixed. It don't get better. Trust me. You know, I know two people who have had hip surgery and they're not even 50 something years old. I'm like, dang. I mean, I know your body wears out, but dang, hip surgery at that age? Oh man. But once again, get her done. Get her done. You're gonna hurt for a few weeks. After that, back to doing James Brown splits. Unless you couldn't do them before. Yeah, I know. My nephew had it done a few months ago. Yeah, hip replacement surgery. I'm like, ooh, yeah. I mean, the fact, being cut, that's just, oh man. Yeah. I'm sure it's a lot of pain. I know that's painful. Oh, what I was saying is, they never invite me to any of their parties to like MC or something like that. I'm like, okay, you know, I looked at this plugger tonight. When music was music, I'm like, okay. Everyone seems to think that there are only 5 DJs in the whole city. I take that back. 10 DJs. That's it. And they just rotate those DJs. You know, either the chosen few or the hot mix five. You know, they could have me as a guest or something like that. I'm just saying. Back in the day, I was on KKC. I wasn't a mixer, but I was the voice of the station, and I can mix. But they don't look at me that way. They're like, you quiet storm, you bedtime stories, you can't play house. Oh, okay, I'll buy that. Okay, I'll accept that. I'm like, just give me a set for like a half an hour. That's it. Give me a half an hour, and I guarantee you, I'll change your mind. What'd you say, Preston? Oprah had knee surgery. Ooh, she. Ooh, let me stop. Had to catch myself. Okay, it's just us. While they're at it, they need to fix her feet. She got the man in the dictionary picture. Was it bunions? She got, oh my God. She has the, I mean, she got the duck feet. They just, and I don't want to say it's from years of wearing heels, but it's like, everybody else, I know, be nice, I know. I'm like, dang, she go get a pedicure. They had to lock the place down so she can just be the only one in there. I'm like, Oprah, why? Wrapping up foreplay with Babyface. When can I see you again? I can ask that for, to at least 6 women that I know right now. When can I see you again? Oh, well, forget about it. I'm not even going to stress myself out for 2023 about no woman. Trust me, if she comes, if Jesus drops a woman in my lap, then I will be eternally grateful. Trust me, I would treat her like a queen. I will hold her like a baby when we sleep. But, it is what it is. I ain't gonna worry about it. Back to Babyface, of course, wrapping up foreplay. This is the group that he played with originally, not the deal, but this group called Manchild from right here in Chicago. Yep, it's called Especially for You on Bedtime Stories. I'm sorry, Preston. She got some ugly ass feet. That don't make no sense. For all that money, fix them jokers, straighten them out. I'm like, dang, that don't make no sense. I remember, here's my Oprah story. I was uh, I was working for my cousin who was a photographer, and he used to take pictures at this, um, studio, hair studio, beauty salon down on the Gold Coast, owned by a guy by the name of Lee Jones, who used to do Oprah's hair. Well, Oprah would go on her day off and get her hair done by this guy named Basil. So one day I'm sitting in the lobby of this place because my cousin, who he wasn't driving at the time, so I was his chauffeur. And this lady came down this spiral staircase, and it was as if it were in slow motion. I looked up, it was Oprah coming down the spiral staircase. Did I say anything to Oprah? I was stunned. I was in awe. I was like tie tongue, deaf mute. I turned into radio. I couldn't say nothing. I didn't say anything until she left. It was like a delayed reaction. Oprah! By that time, she was gone. There went my chance to be Stedman. Yup. There went my chance of having my own radio station inside of Harpo Studios. There went my chance to get out of the ghetto. I'd have messed it up anyway. I'm just saying, I'd have messed it up. I mean, she was coming down that staircase, and her hair was just like, you could see it. It was just like she walked down the steps. Her hair was just floating. I'm like, man. Hair was just floating. And this was right after she got rid of the afro. They fixed her up. When I say they fixed her up, she looked totally different from the first time she went on TV here in Chicago when it was AM Chicago. She went from Lane Bryant clothes to Ashley Stewart woman. When I said they fixed her up, they fixed her up. That is my biggest regret that I did not speak to this lady. But I didn't have nothing going on at the time, so I don't think she'd have been bothered with me in the first place. But neither did Stedman, for that matter. Yeah, I'm bloated. My one and only chance with Oprah Winfrey. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car every year. There wouldn't have been no problem with me being Mr. Winfrey. I could have been a contender. I could have made something out of my life. Anyway, wasn't he meant to be? Wasn't meant to be. You know, after that, I went on to date, what was her name? Lisa Ray, Tanya Pinkins. Yep. Yep. My thing is aim high. Aim high. Cherie, what's going on? Actually, it's just Sherry, but I say Cherie. Yvette Withers Banks. Hey, gorgeous. We were just talking about Oprah's feet. I mean, you can't have everything, right? You know, she has these beautiful eyes. She had a nose job. She has these beautiful lips. But her feet are jacked up. Once again, you can't have everything. You just can't. You know. I mean, for years, us men look for perfection. We look for, you know, she got to have this and she got to look like this. Her hair got to be this long. There is only one woman that I know that looks like that. That's, damn near perfect. And I would love to clone her. If I could just clone her. Her name is Stephanie Denise Coleman. She's the alderman of the 16th Ward. And I know in my heart of hearts, she would never go out with my black ass. Never, never, ever, ever. Some people are like, oh, I can pull her. Oh, I know, mm. Stephanie, nah, couldn't. Mm-mm. But that's cool. Certain women, I feel like, yeah, I could pull her. You know, but others is like, nah, that never happened. You know, I met this doctor recently. Thought I could pull her. She's too young. You know, it wouldn't work. Well, that's him once again with the group Manchild. That's called One Tender Moment. That song, he's out front singing lead and playing a left-handed Les Paul Gibson guitar. If you just look at the album cover, you'll see him before he got his teeth fixed. I'll never get a chance to interview him now, will I? Nah. Kenny Babyface Edmonds, along with the group Manchild, recorded right here in Chicago. It's called One Tender Moment. He's done a whole lot of songs, but this one right here, here's John B. and Babyface and Someone to Love. Oh, of me. This song always gets me. Always. Tears. And you would care for me. You gave me. Because of you, I was able to give my heart. To you. That's not the version I wanted either. Really? I didn't know. In my heart, love song is. Vagina. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And the boy. I haven't seen the movie yet. I plan to see it this weekend. Maybe I can get somebody to go with me, like a date or something, right? Me from the like a date. Tuesday of last week. I'm going to see it. I mean, there's a whole movie theater right across the street from where I work, the Ion or Eon or whatever. Mhm. Sherry, I couldn't tell you the last time I went to the show on a date. Yeah, you would think, I ain't that bad looking. I might be old, but I ain't all bent over and stuff. Of pain. Babyface and Karen White. And Love Saw It right here on Bedtime Stories with the peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Cherie. She said she went to see the new movie with Whitney Houston. She said there was only my husband and I, and two other people in the entire theater on 87th Street. Well, I guess that's where I'm going then to watch the Whitney Houston movie. I want to dance with somebody. I can't wait to see it. So I have something to talk about on my show, right? It's Gladys Knight and the Pips. You're number one in my book on bedtime stories. You're number one. Sang Gladys. You're number one. Uh-oh, somebody get sleepy. That 12 minutes? For real? Yeah. Good God. Mm. You're number one. Are you the woman? Because I am the man. I'm going to see that movie if it kills me. Well, I don't know about all that, but you know what I'm saying. Good night, Ken. Thanks for hanging out. Ooh, excuse me. I can't wait to see the movie so I can give you my opinion about it. I can't wait to see this movie. That ought to be a humdinger. Kashif, are you the woman? Because if so, I am the man. Definitely the man. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Definitely a man, ladies. Definitely. Single and ready to mingle. They don't hear me though. Hear the spinners smile. We have each other on Bedtime Stories. Mm, mm, 4. Mm, 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 we have each other. I love this song. Makes me cry. Like, where did he go? Yes, I am. I'm at the pizza place. Smile. Now that's how you end the show. Yep, that and a cough. But anyway, thank you so much for staying up with me, Cherie, Ken, John Caldwell, everybody. Let me go and cough myself to sleep. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Good night. Good night. All righty. Good nighty. Peace out. Ah.